my literal dream is to go to a cat cafe. I love cats legitimately so much. My cat is currently sitting on my bed. Hopefully she doesn't interrupt this video, only because last time she stopped my recording and I didn't realize and put my microphone on mute because she stands on the keyboard. So that's fun. Let's get into it. Oh my god, can I speak? If you were wondering why my lighting looks different today, it is one, not sunny at all. It's been raining all night and it's like cloudy as. So that's the first part, but I'm also using a ring light. Hi. Using a ring light because usually I just use my bedroom light. Yes, I have a ring light and I just still choose to use my bedroom light. I think the lighting looks slightly better with my bedroom light, but couldn't be bothered getting up because my dog is on my lap and I don't want to upset her, because if I upset her it means I cannot film because she will not shut up. So that's the compromise we have to make in order to film. Anyway, so this is a cat cafe. I really love it. My only qualm with the build that I made literally 2 days ago is the fact that I put no windows in this build whatsoever. I don't know why. I think I forgot partially to do a bit of the windows, and I was like, because I did 2 windows and they're both downstairs. So it looks a bit odd. If I were to download this build of the gallery, I would put my own windows in. So if you want to download this build, maybe add some windows. Maybe just make it a bit more. I also did intend to make it 3 stories and then just didn't use the 3rd story. I think the 3 stories looks good from the outside presentation and I'm still happy with what I did. But if you're wondering why there's like 3 stories and there's only 2 inside, I was like, I don't think like there's space for more stairs. It is kind of small as well, and I didn't want to put a ladder because then it meant the cats couldn't get up, so that would have just been sad. You know. So yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. I do really like this cafe though. I think it's a testament to how much better my building skills are than they used to be. Because if you used to like watch my builds, or even if you've watched this week's, because I just went through all my old speed builds, so I'm finally done with the speed build mess that I had. But if you watch my old speed builds, you'll be like, even just my last video probably, you'll be like, that was terrible. And I think this build is better than terrible, hopefully. Maybe you don't agree, and maybe like this build is still as bad as those were. And you know what, that's valid criticism, but I'd love to hear how you think I can improve. Because building The Sims is kind of hard. Especially because things are usually preference-wise. Like, yes, there's objectively good and bad builds, and you'll be like, this is a good build, this is a bad build. But a lot of the times, it's usually subjective what people think is good or bad. So, I don't know. So the bottom level is kind of like where the cafe bit is, and it's like where you can go get your food and stuff. And then there's like more of a seating area and a little play area for the cats. But there's more of a play area for the cats. There's a little bit of a comfy sitting area. And then upstairs, it's more like normal like cafe seating. There's just like tables and chairs, and there's an outside. And there's still like cat play areas upstairs and stuff. And yeah, then there's like an outside sitting area as well, which I thought was really cute. Also, I did intend to make this build base game, right? But the cafe things that you need to make it a cafe, like genuinely that like it makes you have to have a cafe, is not base game. Also, sorry, not base game, but base game, cats and dogs, and my first pet stuff, so all the pet packs. So I intended to do that, and then I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find a cafe thing. And it's because they literally aren't in any of those packs. There's a cafe thing that is Get Together, and there's one that's Discover University, and that's it. So I legitimately could not do this build as just like the pet packs and pace game. So I had to add in Get Together, and then I did use Dream Home Decorator for that seating, and then I might have used another pack or 2, I can't remember, but I think I did still try and stick with what I was going for, so hopefully it's not too much out of like what I would have had, you know. And then at this point I realized I forgot to put stairs to upstairs, so I was like, that's annoying. And then I did the same exact thing with the 3rd floor, but the 3rd floor I was like, it's not as useful, I don't really think I need a 3rd floor. So yeah. And so the thing is about cafes as well, with a cat cafe, you can make it a cat hangout space, and in Brindleton Bay that means cats are going to show up, right? But you can't have animals in a like thing that isn't residential, so you can't keep your animals there. Obviously you can bring them with you from your house, but you can't keep them there. So that's really annoying for a cat cafe, because then it just doesn't work. Like the stray cats will show up, and that is also the reason that I do not like build in Brindleton Bay or play ever. I don't like having stray animals show up on my lot because it makes me sad and I feel the need to adopt all of them. So that is legitimately the reason why I have had cats and dogs since 2020 when I started playing this game, and I have not once ever played in Brindleton Bay. Sometimes I build in it, but then I move the house or I just never play in the house. Because it just saddens me to see the stray animals, and you can adopt them, but then there's a certain limit that you can have. I played in Brindleton Bay once, and it was when I first got the game, and I got cats and dogs because I was like, I want cats and dogs, obviously. Which that's also kind of a little bit of criticism. Legitimately, like normal pets that people have is behind DLC. I find kind of annoying, only because the pet pack could have had better pets. Why is it, I get it's called cats and dogs and it's not just pets, but like why didn't they have reptiles or like some actual fun pets? I'm not saying cats and dogs aren't great. I love them. I have my dog on my lap and my cat on my bed right now. I am a fan of both. But why, behind a paid DLC, did they just put 2 pets that most people have that are normal that probably should have been base game? And why didn't they just have a pet pack that was like cool pets? Here's a tarantula. Here's a bearded dragon. Here is an iguana. You know what I mean? I would have loved that. Even right now, if they release like an exotic pet pack, I don't think they ever will. That is probably my dream pack for The Sims, because I want like weird, quirky pets. Also fish. I know we have fish in the game, but it's a furniture item. It's not a pet. And I don't love that. I don't think it's really that serious, but I do think it kind of adds to this, not the stigma, but the stereotype that fish are not pets, they are just objects as decoration, and I heavily go against that. If you know me, or if you've watched some of my videos where I've mentioned it, I really love fish. I'm a big fan of fish, and it's kind of something that I love a lot, and I have a fish tank. Actually, I have many fish tanks. Not all of them have fish. Actually, none of them have fish right now, but they will. If you've ever had saltwater fish, you would know that the tank needs a long time to prepare to have those fish because they're very fragile. But that's what's annoying about it, that this game is like, yeah, fish are just objects, because I get it's a game, nobody's gonna be like, whatever. But still, people will be like, yeah, fish are furniture, fish are objects, they're just for decoration. But they're not. They're still living creatures. They're still something you have to take care of and make sure they live. They're not just like disposable. You can't just get rid of them when you get bored, although a lot of people treat normal pets like that, and it annoys me as well, because what, like, why, what? And at this point, very soon, I will realize that I forgot a bathroom. And look, I did it in the other cafe I also built, so I can't really say, oh yeah, it was just a one-time thing. I just forget to add bathrooms to a lot of things, and I've also done it in houses. I don't know why I do it this often, but I have forgotten a bathroom in builds about 5 times now. And I always edit out the fact that I just forgot it, and just like try and add it in to the build at some point, and try and in editing make it look like I didn't forget it. But sometimes it's not that easy, because I will forget it until the end, and then I will be like, oh my god, they need to go pee or they need to shower and they don't have a bathroom. I don't know how I forget about it this often. Also, if you're wondering why there's like a lot of open space in this build and you're like, that's not really a cafe, I haven't been to a cat cafe, but I have friends who have, and I've seen photos and stuff. From what I've seen, a lot of their space is just like kind of open where you can sit on the floor with the cats and all that. So that's why I kind of did it, because in real life that's what it'd be like. I know in The Sims that's not really what happens, but still open space for the cats to run around and be themselves. Because maybe this is the stray cat hangout, and now I don't need to be sad because I know they have a place to go in Brindleton Bay. But honestly, I don't think I can ever play in Brindleton Bay, ever. So if you ever see me doing that, that's a real achievement for me, because it's just something I would never think of doing. It's just so sad. And then I also forgot a litter box. So clearly the forgetting the bathrooms are not just a human thing. I also forget them for the cats. But yeah, I really like this cat cafe though. I think it's really cute. I think it's definitely a good build for me personally. Oh, and I love the thing I did with the iguanas. Those aren't iguanas. Those are llamas. I love what I did with the llama hedges things. I think that's really smart of me. That's really cute. Also, at this point, I was looking for floor lighting. And I don't know why I didn't like think of the fact that outdoor lighting exists, but I was like, where is the floor lighting? Like, why don't we have any? And it didn't light us up as much as I wanted it to be, but I like obviously couldn't get it much brighter, so that's just what I had to settle with. But you know, when things like just light up the one thing, that's what I wanted. So maybe I could have used a bigger light or something else, but I still like it. But that is the cat cafe. I hope that is the cat cafe. I hope that you enjoyed this video and this build, and I hope that you have a lovely day, night, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!